What up, all my fight fans? So this fight that just recently happened with the UFC, I'm talking about Sergey Pavlovich versus Curtis Blaydes. You know, we already saw what happened with Sergey Pavlovich. He got that victory, he got that win, 6 knockouts in a row, first round, all stoppages. That's one of a hell of a record right there. You know, I believe he's almost tied for, I think, Chuck Liddell, who had 8, I believe. Could be wrong on that one. But that's knockouts in a row. Right now, he holds the record of first round knockouts, I believe. First round knockouts. So now you got possibly he could go 8 in a row and be a new UFC record holder as well. But be that as it may, and be what I'm actually saying and what I'm actually trying to ask you guys is, how is Sergey Pavlovich going to do against Jon Jones, and how is Jon Jones going to do against Sergey Pavlovich if this fight ever comes into fruition? Well, it's definitely I guess, and right now you could say it could be a very one-sided. Jon Jones pretty much able to use his wrestling, use his takedowns, and use his long reach, his long limbs, be able to, you know, calf kick him, keep him at bay, you know, because right now, if we're still thinking, because that's the mindset we still have right now, we have Jon Jones' lightweight mindset because we really did not see a whole lot at heavyweight. The fight ended way too early. All credit to Jon Jones. He went in there, he did his thing. It's not our fault that Cyril Gane could not last a little longer. We would have hoped he did. We all kind of think or thought he would have, but at the end of the day, he pretty much got submitted very easy, very handily. So we are still looking at Jon Jones at light heavyweight. And if Jon Jones goes against Sergey, I could see him definitely doing a lot of his calf kicks. Definitely, possibly even going for some wrestling takedowns early. You don't want to wait too long with someone like Sergey. Now, as far as his power, we already know Jon Jones never necessarily had too much power. You know, even at light heavyweight, he never really was like that knockout puncher, you know, where he was able to connect with you. He had a few knockouts, but it was like a combination of punches, like, you know, that leg kick that he landed on Daniel Cormier and did a little ground and pound, and that was that. You know, so that's something he could still potentially do as well. But as far as being a single puncher like a Sergey Pavlovich, no, 100% no, that's not in Jon Jones's arsenal. But Sergey does, and we already know what Sergey can do. And we already know Sergey has knocked out a lot bigger men than Jon Jones. The only question is, can he get to Jon Jones's chin? And can Jon Jones take it? Because we know Jon Jones has a very, very solid chin. Very strong chin, but yet, because of the fact that he did not fight long enough in the heavyweight division, or excuse me, the heavyweight fight that he had against Cyril Gane, he did not take any serious damage. So we really didn't get to see how his chin would hold up against a heavyweight. That still remains to be seen. I feel like he could hold it, you know, because I'm sure he's trained with heavyweights. I'm sure he's been cracked with heavyweights. But still, on the big stage, in front of the cameras, in front of the fans, again, training rooms are different. Training rooms are very, very different than the fights. It helps you. Don't get me wrong. It definitely helps you. But at the same time, it's not necessarily where you're like, oh, yeah, if I could beat this guy in the training room, I could beat this guy in the cage. It doesn't necessarily work out that way all the time. So, yeah, if Sergey could crack him, I definitely could see a potential where Jon Jones does go down, Jon Jones does get hit, Jon Jones does get hurt. It could very possibly happen. But that's all Sergey has. Sergey, unfortunately, isn't the most technical. Sergey doesn't necessarily have a lot of weapons in his arsenal. Sergey doesn't necessarily have a great wrestling. You know, he was able to stop a little bit of Curtis Blaydes' takedowns, but it definitely seemed like Curtis Blaydes was a little off that night. It definitely seemed like Curtis Blaydes did not want to be there, or there was something going on with Curtis Blaydes. We just weren't 100% sure. But yeah, I don't feel like it would be a very deep one-sided fight. I feel like Sergey could definitely take a hit, take a punch, and if he could keep it on the ground, it could be very interesting. It could be very interesting. But we do not know. We do not know. We don't know if Jon Jones even wants to go down this route. You know, because we already know Jon Jones, he's going to take on Stipe for the heavyweight championship of the world on November, pretty much. And then he's already talking about retirement, but you never know what might happen. He might take on Francis. Francis might come back out of nowhere. Hell, there's even potential of him talking about going against Brock Lesnar, since WWE and UFC are now partners. So that could potentially be a matchup in the works as well. So we could potentially not see this Sergey Pavlovich fight for a very long time, possibly not until the year after, where Sergey is going to try to keep himself busy. And with that being said, it really seems like Sergey is going to probably take on Cyril Gane, since he has not fought him yet. Just yet. I don't see why Sergey would want to wait too long. He wants to keep himself active. He wants to keep himself tested. He wants to develop new and more skills. I'm sure he wants to be heavyweight champion of the world. And I could definitely see a potential of him being that champ, for sure. if John Jones retires or if he does so happen to get a crack at him. You never know. Well, there you guys have it. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think Sergey could handle John Jones? Do you think John Jones can handle Sergey? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.